Hello and welcome to the Companial Talkie. With me today is Will McIntee, Region Lead for the UK and North America and Board Member at Companial. Our topic today is the Microsoft Cloud Partner Program. Will Microsoft renamed the well-known Microsoft Partner Network to Microsoft Cloud Partner Program, which becomes effective in October 2022?
Yep,
Is that more than just a name change?
it's a huge change, and I think there's quite a few areas that we kind of need to dive into. So number one, a load of our partners are used to being gold or silver partners. That goes away. The whole designation of silver and gold is no more. Partners achieve a designation, as they're now being described, in one of six workloads. And one of those workloads, which all of our Companion community are interested in, is the business applications workload. So big changes.
So, what would you say from your experience? Is it good news or bad news for the partners?
I think the jury's still out to a certain extent. I mean, one of the things that we do know is that, based upon our experiences, when Microsoft makes a big announcement like this, is that it lands typically with a big, wet thud, right? And then there's some changes along the way. Now, one of the things that we do know when we look at the existing requirements to get to the minimum of 70 points for the business application solution designation, is that a lot of partners that are SMB focused are going to struggle to get the relevant criteria. Why is that? Well, for example, partners in the past who achieved the SMB cloud competency via the business application specialization within that space, they were able to achieve that with 6 certified individuals. They got the customer ads requirements satisfied quite easily. When we look at the new solution designation, and we look at the typical quote unquote NAV / Business Central partner or a CRM partner, Power Apps partner that services the SMB space, typically these are SMB organizations in their own right. And if you look at the number of staff, for example, required to achieve the maximum points, that they need, to get maximum points, they need 20 certified individuals, which is a stretch for a lot of partners in the business applications SMB space. Another challenge that partners need to be aware of is the customer ads requirement. So a customer ad is only counted on the metrics towards the baseline of the 70 points required for the solution designation, which of $1,500 a month to Microsoft in cloud revenue. Again, when we kind of look at the typical quote unquote, let's say Business Central deployment in our community, most of those customers fall short of that minimum $1,500 business applications revenue to Microsoft. So there are quite a few questions, still outstanding in terms of how Microsoft intends to address that. We do know that when we look at the changes Microsoft brought in, probably a year after the original enterprise cloud business applications competency, we saw that Microsoft recognized that there was a need to have an SMB specialization for biz apps. We're kind of hoping that that's going to be that'll also be the case as well this time round. But there is some good news. There is some really good news in so much as partners can still renew their competency up until the 30th of September 2022, which give them an additional year. There are other bits of good news as well, which is if you do manage to get to those 70 points for the full competency, solution designation. The partner, that there are a load of internal use rights. I mean, the internal use rights benefits of the new solution designations are probably even better than the current internal use rights. So, for example, 50 users of Business Central SaaS. That's a big investment from Microsoft. But I think, truthfully, I think the writing's been on the wall about this for some time, in terms of Microsoft wanting to almost make an even more exclusive club of partners that are certified by Microsoft.
Yeah, you mentioned it already. It's hard for the SMB partners. So, do you think it's only relevant for enterprise partners, or other question, what can SMB partners do to meet the requirements?
So, so there are some things that it's not all doom and gloom. Let me be straightforward with that. When we look at the average size of the partners within the Companial community, it's between 10 and 30 employees, right? And so if you invest in the relevant skills and training for your people, get them onto the booster programs, the Business Central booster programs that we run to get them through the exam. So do as much as you can, from a certification perspective to tick that box. When I look at the growth of our channel, I feel pretty confident that all of the growth metrics that are built into the solution designation are pretty achievable. When I look at I love heaping praise upon our magnificent channel of Companial business applications focused partners, but we're outgrowing the market. When we look at the Microsoft Business Central in particular, when we look at Business Central growth, I think 70% year on year. Our channel is smashing that. So I think from a growth metrics perspective, we should be in a good place. So there are a number of things number of positive steps that you can do to achieve that, which is primarily based around investing in your people to get them through the relevant level of certification. But one thing I would also say is be very diligent to all of our partners in terms of when your renewal date is for your existing silver or gold competency, because if you have a concern that you're going to fall short of the new solution designation space, then make sure that you're renewing in a timely fashion your existing silver or gold competency, so at least you can benefit from the internal use rights for that for another 12 months, and get obviously the recognition and the rewards that come with being silver or gold. Do I think it's more of an enterprise play than an SMB play? Absolutely. If we kind of look, and it's interesting because the business applications competencies as they were kind of almost like the proving ground for what we have today in terms of these score based metrics that give you points to achieve the solution designation. So the cloud business applications competency and the SMB equivalent of the cloud business applications competency, these were, we're used to this points equals prizes paradigm, right? But I think if we look at how high the bar is being set, it smells more of enterprise than it does of SMB. I think that's probably the way I would categorize that.
One last question to you. How can we as Companion support here?
Well, I think there's three words, right? Boosters, boosters, boosters. So we've got the Business Central booster programs that can take either existing staff or brand new staff through to a certified individual. Make sure you're looking at the Companion Academy. I almost said QBS. Make sure you're looking at the Companion Academy to ensure that you're consuming the online content that's available and booking the relevant courses for your teams to get them through the certs.
Thank you very much, Will. A lot of good information for our partners. This was Companial Talkie. Make sure that you follow us under the hashtag Companial Talkie, and you will get the hottest news immediately from our subject matter experts. Thanks a lot, Will, and we wish you a nice day.
Yeah, have a great day. Thank you ever so much. See you guys.